What is good, people? Welcome to the morning show, baby, where we cover all things good and dramatic. All right. Welcome to the show, guys. For those of you guys who made it here this morning, early in the morning. All right, listen, I'm not much of an early riser myself, but the fact that you guys are up in the morning, up early with me to get things cracking, to get the daily dose of what's happening in these streets today, I appreciate y'all and thank you so much. So please spread the love by hitting that like button, hitting that sub button, and that bell notification so you never miss another live, baby, because we about to get at it. So thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get it going. Woo! Let's welcome some of the guys here. Harmony, I see you. Ignatius B, what's good? How you doing? Dwayne Kramer, shout out to you. Harold Bolin, how you doing? Ian M, Sock Pace, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We about to get it today. Okay, so jumping right into it because this is going to be one of our quick bites. All right. We are going to be talking about Asian doll. All right. And here's the thing. I felt like this is an episode that I actually have to cover, especially since I was very, very critical of the whole special Fresh and Fit debacle that went down regarding Asian doll. So I think it's fair to go ahead and cover the new updates that have come around regarding her and her situation. And now what this is also going to lead into is a deeper conversation about colorism, all right, and what's going on with that, because we kind of hear this being tossed around everywhere, the whole idea of colorism, and black women or dark-skinned women are being treated worse than light-skinned women, and they're being treated worse, or brown-skinned women, or they're being treated worse than light-skinned women, and light-skinned women are up here, and there's different type of tier list of racial biases and privileges. So we're gonna cover that too as well, because I do think there's a little bit of that going on, but I also want to have the conversation of who the hell, all right, is starting this shit? All right, who the hell is starting the idea of colorism? Is it a black man's concept? It is a society concept? Or is it a black woman concept? We're going to go ahead and dive into all of that today and more. All right, so first things being first, what the hell is Asian doll in the news for today? Now, there was some stuff that was being dug up about her regarding the screenshot that was found about her disdain towards brown-skinned women. Now, for those of you guys who don't already know, Asian doll was recently on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and what ended up happening was obviously and Myron couldn't get the hint of when somebody is trying to throw a little bone at him, and Myron couldn't handle the situation. What ended up happening is Asian doll did her little thing, and Myron tried to do his thing by trying to kick her out. Didn't work, but that ended up becoming a bigger issue than what it is, and a bunch of mainstream outlets were able to pick it up. And you already know how mainstream works. As soon as they pick something up, they're digging into your past. They're digging into every single thing they can go ahead and views against you. All right, and that's what it is. And one of the clips they dug up was Fresh and Fit, and the whole how they don't date black women, the Shaniquas and Bonquisha tirade they went on, and all these different things that they did that basically had a lot of people thinking, hey, are these motherfuckers racist? Like, what's going on? Are these dudes racist here? Like, why are they saying these things in these sort of ways? Well, they got the heat because everybody in their mama came out and denounced that shit. Everybody in their mama came out, including us, all right, came out, and we were obviously on the other side. And with us, it was more of like a criticism, because it's not that I disagree with what he said, it's how he said it. Like, you going around talking about Night Riders and all that. It's like, bro, like that, you could easily say that I don't date black women, I prefer white bitches. That's fine. Like, there's no, like, people state their preferences all the time, and you would even find that most black women, most of them, all right, except for the ones that live online, they don't have a problem with that. You go date Becky's, go date whoever you want, Mylings, or whatever. Y'all remember what Kevin Samuel says, the Becky, Mary Souls, Mylings, and whatever the fuck. Go date whoever you want, right? So a lot of women, at least most of them anyway, don't have a problem with it. It's just a certain few, and essentially everyone had smoke for Fresh and Fit. It's particularly Myron Gray and Gaines, all right? Where Malik Shabazz, came on there, spit his thing. Farah had him on there talking about it. Everyone, the Shade Room was talking about it. Actually, the Shade Room had multiple posts on this. The Asian doll actually went on and retweeted. But all of this stuff was out in the open. All this stuff was there. Now, when the reverse happened, crickets. crickets. That's why we out here right now, because we fair as fuck, and we're gonna talk about this. All right, so let's read the tweet in question that she is being exposed for right now. See, it's a difference between brown skin and dark skin. Brown skin girls pretty. Don't nobody want no African dark skin bitch. Whoa. And there's some girls right down here who are actually agreeing with that, right? They're actually on board with that, which is crazy, right? Because here's the thing, and I find this very, very hypocritical, especially for the females here, but also the women who threw their arms up in the air, right? When Myron Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO did all the nonsense that they did, right? Where's the exact same condemnation for this? The matter of fact, you know what's funny? The uproar from this particular comment that was dug up ain't different. It's not ain't different. It's completely different from the uproar Myron Gaines got and Fresh Prince CEO got. Right, completely different. It's almost like it's crickets. And matter of fact, in this case, you almost seem like a lot of I don't know if they're brown skin or dark skinned women are supporting this nonsense. Matter of fact, Asian doll, let's just even move her aside for a second. She's not the first one that I've seen do this type of nonsense. There are plenty of black women, or I'm sorry, brown skinned women, right? Let me tell you this: to society, you're all black. So this whole thing with brown skin, light skin, dark skin, all that, you're all black. So that make it make sense to me. But anyways, right? I've seen this going throughout high school, how brown skinned women and dark skinned women were related to each other, or not even brown skinned women, pretty much light skinned women and brown and dark skinned women, like brown and dark skinned women on one side, light skinned women on that side, and the original consensus was, we thought, especially as dude, we thought like just more dude preferred the light-skinned girls, right? The mixed girls versus the dark-skinned girls, night and day out. So that's what we thought was the reason for the animosity, right? But getting older, you start to hear a lot of this colorism argument, and this is because we men deeply prefer light-skinned girls over dark-skinned women and brown-skinned women, X, Y, and Z, right? So growing up, I would always see this kind of prejudice, this kind of prejudice towards our own people, right? Even if we're all black and whatnot, there will always be women like this who try to differentiate their skin color, right? Try to make themselves look like they're not black. I mean, anyone who calls themselves Asian doll or Asian doll, like you're someone who's not trying to be, granted, it's not saying that, just because you call yourself Asian doll, or let's say if I call myself white doll, doesn't mean I'm trying to be a white man. But there's clearly evidence and tweets of this woman that goes back, if you go to her tweet feed, of her basically just bitching about like how she has Asian in her genes and all these different things, and I'm mixed with this. Anything that you want to do besides be black. Which is one thing I always found fascinating. Why is it that black people, are the same ones? Like, I'm not saying all black people, but most black people are the same ones that don't want to be black when it comes down to it, especially most black women. Like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with being dark skinned? What's wrong with being brown? Actually, what you will find is most men prefer women who are dark skinned. Most black men do. So this is what I always found crazy, because even growing up, coming from Nigeria, right? The African booty scratcher that some of y'all black women like to call brothers like me, right? Even coming from that country, I had love for women that look just like me. Matter of fact, when I came here, I married a woman that looked just like me. Why? Because that's what I'm used to. That's the woman that's the woman that I've been used to. I've been around. I grew up around. So that's the type of woman I'm more likely to be attracted to. So when I see that kind of woman look me in the face, right? Me coming from a country where there's nothing but black people, right? I mean, which is crazy, right? If there's nothing but black people, we still find a way to fight each other. But there's no one else but black people. You come over here, you want nothing else but that, but a woman sits there and tells you no. You don't prefer black women, all right? You prefer light-skinned women because you find them more attractive than us.
Oh, hell no.
The fuck are you talking about, lady? The fuck are you talking about? It seems like what you're talking about is projection. What you're doing is projecting what your preference or what you think my preference is on me versus what I actually want. And we see that all throughout media right now, where we see a lot of women, to be fair, not just black women, but women who project their preferences through this lens of colorism on other men, not realizing that men of the same race will overwhelmingly want to be with y'all if y'all just be natural. If y'all just put your hair the way y'all need to wear it. If y'all just, adhere to your beauty standards, right? if you talk to them, they always say that guys want the Eurocentric, the European beauty standards, the European model, the European this, and that. And it's like, who is creating these standards? No. Let's just break this shit down, for example. Who the fuck is creating these standards? Because it ain't the dudes that you trying to blame here. It seems like y'all have a problem with being black. That's what it seems like. It seems like y'all have a problem with being the race that you are. You guys have a problem being comfortable in your own goddamn skin. So you throw this little colorism stuff around, not realizing that is a concept that y'all made up. Because black men want to be with black women. And obviously we have our preferences too. All right, look at white black women want to be with white guys too. All right, black women, I don't know about Asian dudes. I don't see a huge market of black women flocking to Asian dudes, but we do hear the same thing with white guys, right? Black women want to be with white guys. That's not a problem. But you don't see black dudes going around talking about, oh, colorism. Black men can't get a break out here. We black folks, we can't get a break. These black women are choosing this white man over us. Matter of fact, I seem to remember growing up where a lot of black women would prefer light-skinned dudes. Oh shit. Hello. Would prefer light-skinned dudes over dark-skinned niggas. Make it make sense. So no one bats an eye. No one complains. Black men don't even complain. I grew up seeing this shit, man. When dark-skinned girls, like with brown-skinned guys or dark-skinned guys would prefer the mixed race dudes, and they were popping. Why? Because they were simply mixed race. Did the black men have a problem with it? No. Did black men go to social media talking about colorism? No. But we hear the same thing. And then we go over here, and then we see somebody, all right, who liked and reposted and retweeted posts from the Shade Room about colorism, about racism, and all these different jazz, all right, then comes on here and puts this little freaking comment on like people ain't going to read into your life. And when you read into her life, you realize that she is just as guilty of the exact same prejudice that we're trying to label on Fresh and Fit. So to be fair, Asian doll, you deserve the heat. Hey, Malik Shabazz. Hey, OG, come here. Malik, let me get my mud back in here. Malik Shabazz. Hey, where's the outrage, bruh? Hey, Farah, get Asian doll on your platform right the fuck now and then have her explain this bullshit like y'all did him. Because other than that, y'all mainstream dudes just gonna look like a bunch of sympathizers where you look at this versus other people who are doing the exact same behavior, but you choose to target the men without coming out with the proper sources for the proper smoke for the women. All right? It seems like you guys are overly caping for the women versus the men rather than keeping things balanced, but not over here. Over here, listen, if y'all foul, we gonna call it out either way. Boy and or girl, we don't give a fuck, all right? This shit needs to be condemned just as much as we went after Fresh and Fit. Malik Shabazz. Hey, if you don't want nobody looking at you like another failed Jesse Jackson, all right, we already know how Jesse Jackson is. We already know what he all about. If you don't want people to look at you like that, like a pandering dude who just wants to pander because you did a whole lot of pandering when you went after Marin. Talk about black women are the queen, the mother of the earth, they're all these different things. Hey, look at a black woman right here. And this is what she thinks about other black women. Where's the hate? I'll wait. Where's the hate? Because what it seems to me is that society right now, especially mainstream, which y'all need to be called out for, you're perpetuating a culture that alleviates women of the exact same responsibility that we're actually putting on the dudes right now. Where's that same energy? Hey, and not even just Farah, the mainstream dude. Let's talk about some of these other dudes out here, these other YouTubers that went after Fresh and Fit the exact same way. Where is the same energy for Asian doll? I'll wait. Because it seems like the problem, especially when we're talking about what's facing the black community and what's facing black issues right now, is the root cause is how black women, all right, the matriarch of the group, because we have to understand our group is different from any other group out there. All right, we're not a patriarchy like these white folks or these Asians over here or these Hispanics or Latinos. We're not like that. We're a matriarchy, and Latinos and the Hispanics and whatnot, right? The Mexicans and all these guys from these different countries are from those Latin-speaking countries, right? Obviously, they respect the mothers a lot more, but don't get it twisted. They live in a patriarchy. The Black American community is the only community that lives in a matriarchy, meaning the women are in control. They're in control of the culture. They're in control of the child rearing. They're in control of the child's development. They're in control of every facet of that particular group. All right. And we talk about Black mainstream culture, it's also a matriarchy. So when we're talking about matriarchies here, we got to understand that that's what we live in. And we are allowing women like this to get away with crap like this. So then when we talk about the root cause of what's going on with Black issues, all right, you got to understand that you can't be sitting here and blaming Black men. Right? Black men have issues. Black men are responsible for a lot. All right? And I would even say the trick and nonsense that's going on right now, the trick and nonsense that's happening, the fact that Black men don't have a whole lot of respect for themselves and things like that, I would say 50% of the blame that goes on y'all men out there. All right? And the other half goes on the women that raised y'all. No, let's just be real. The women and the lack of men that raised y'all. But mainly since in the Black community, we live overwhelmingly in a matriarchy, we can't blame the men for situations and problems that arise out of a matriarchy. Because by definition of a matriarchy, the man does not have control. Not saying that he doesn't have power, he just doesn't have control like we see in culture right now. Women dominate that shit. We see in finance, women dominate that shit. Not saying that men can't get ahead, but when we talk about problems like this, we can't then just say, oh, women, we're the dominators, we win, we rock, we're all this. And then when the shit actually hits the fan, then we wipe our fingers away and blame the guys. That's a problem. Because then if we're doing this and then you guys are refusing to take criticism and there's some dudes out there who are also part of this culture perpetuating this shit over here, Malik Shabazz, I'm talking to you, all right? If we're seeing these people perpetuate this shit and we're not calling them out appropriately, we are furthering that culture. Black men will never get ahead. Black women will never get ahead. And our culture in the American space being 13% of the population, we are going to stagnate or, if anything worse, decline. Because why? The women who are leading this culture right now, this is the kind of nonsense they're following. We're talking out of both sides of our mouth. We want to blame the Black man when they fuck up, but then ignore or stay quiet when the Black women do the exact same shit. It's a new day. It's a fucking new day. And you guys got to understand that. We're not dealing with this shit. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't give a fuck if you're a dude. It's wrong on both ends. And the double standards ends this year. Self-awareness is the biggest thing. And when we're going to talk about self-awareness, if you want people to start taking y'all seriously, we got to call this shit out. The same energy we have for Fresh and Fit is the same energy we got to have for this lady. Because clearly, she's got issues too. Now, not saying that what went on and what went down and shit like that, you know, anyone deserved anything or whatever fact. It's just down to the fact of this lady is exactly guilty. And there are numerous other tweets of her going in on brown skin and light skinned women, right? And differentiating the two. It's just, we have to come at it with the same energy because you ladies have to realize the discrepancies between how men are being treated right now, particularly Black men, and being blamed and doing all these different things versus how Black women are being treated for doing the exact same thing. If we want society to really come through a place of balance in understanding, we have to be equal on both sides. I'm not talking about true equality, not this fucked up warped version of equality where women get away with shit and then men get the fucking brunt of it. We got to stop this shit. All right? So now, digging into this, because I was so confused, y'all. I was so freaking confused. I'm just like, wait a minute. So what's with all this? What's with all this segregation and hatred with women that look just like them, right? Right? It seems like we're trying to differentiate between what's a dark skinned woman and the privilege they have, and a light skinned woman and the privilege they have, or a brown skinned woman. I honestly, guys, I'm confused. I thought brown skin, Black, all that, you know, just different shades of Black. I didn't know there was a major difference in how they were being treated in society, but apparently there is, according to most Black women to believe that shit, right? The colorism and whatnot. So I decided to dive even more. I decided to do a lot more research. I want to know what the fuck was going on, right? So I started looking around and I came around this colorism argument, right? The whole colorism thing, which is the idea of certain privileges assigned to certain people of the same racial group, but they're different for different colors and different tiers. So apparently, if you're a light-skinned woman, you have more privileges, right? Pretty privileges or other sorts of privileges in society, right? Versus a brown-skinned woman. And a brown-skinned woman has certain privileges in society than a dark-skinned woman, right? And a dark-skinned woman is kind of like the bottom of the totem pole, apparently, right? So that's essentially, in a nutshell, what colorism is. And you see a lot of women who mention this or use this as a form of argument to say why they're not where they need to be, or in terms of dating, or why they can't get married, or why men can't choose them. I mean, you see this as the falling point for a lot of what do you call it? Of a lot of people who want to make that kind of argument, and that's what it is. So, doing my research, I came across a video, and this one was done by Poor Man Podcast, and he was interviewing this particular lady. Her name was Nyla, apparently. All right, and she kind of goes. I mean, she was spitting some shit here. Should be some shit here. And I want y'all to go ahead and listen to this with me, all right, to see if there's some certain points that she actually gets right about this issue or the certain points that she got wrong. And then we'll go ahead and dissect this as a chat, all right? So let's go ahead and do this. Gregory H., not so tough without Don to back you up. You are ya, Duke. What are you talking about? I've always been doing these shows by myself. What do you you sound crazy, Gregory. So let's go ahead and continue. This is Poor Man Podcast, and let's go ahead and get it. Keegan, you're right. The word of the day is accountability. And what the problem is we let women, we got to start holding women accountable. And it starts with women holding other women accountable. When I see a woman who's being derogatory against dark-skinned women when she's black herself, I gotta say something about that. Because you need to be held accountable, especially if you just got out of a controversy where other men were being derogatory to you. What that means is you're a hypocrite, especially going along with that nonsense. You're a hypocrite. It is what it is. And other people need to call you out as such rather than backing you up on social media, because that's how problems begin. So let's see what Nyla and PMP had to say about this. All right, let me know if you guys got the what do you call it? Audio, all right?
Understand how bad it is. And even I was caught off guard when you talked about just how bad it was in your experience. So I wanted you to dive into it a little bit in terms of how you feel or what is the nature of women in 2021?
Well, in 2021, I would have to say the modern woman is extremely deceptive. And I would say she's so intensely deceptive that she deceives herself first before she even deceives others. And that's the part that's really dangerous, because if you have a person that knows they're being deceptive, there's something you can do about that. But the modern day woman, she doesn't even know that she's.
So right off the bat, we're already starting out with some crazy shit. She just said the modern day woman is deceptive. All right. So I believe there's a little bit of truth to that. I do believe that there's certain people who are deceptive. All right. But I think in this modern day, more women, especially with the lack of accountability, right, are being a little bit more deceptive. Not saying there aren't deceptive dudes out there, because I know a lot of deceptive dudes out there. All right. I mean, even going back to Fresh and Fit, I mean, there's Exhibit A right there. All right. So there's a lot of deceptive dudes out there. But the difference is between deceptive dudes and deceptive women. Matter of fact, I'll even put it up on equal footing, right? There's just as many deceptive dudes out there. It's just as much as there are women. The problem is society definitely holds these deceptive dudes accountable. Oh, yeah. And if society doesn't hold them accountable, guess what? The dudes around him will hold that man accountable. Think about it. If people start to figure out that you're lying as a man, if other men around you realize that you're a liar and you can't be trustworthy, well, guys, we like to rely on other people's word. We like to make sure that somebody's word is their bond. And if we find out this guy's a fraud and a liar, guess what? That goes bye-bye for that relationship, all right? Because that's our way of holding that particular man responsible. So we check the guys, and even the women also do their part in checking the guys, which is great. However, when it comes to the other half of the population, the other half of the gender, all right, equation, when it comes to holding them accountable, guys over here, they're scared. Most of them, they don't want to do it, all right? Especially some of them in the mainstream. Oh, no, we don't want to do that, all right? And the women who got no problem holding these dudes accountable won't even touch this. They won't even touch the women over here. They can't do it. We've heard it on so many other shows and so many other platforms, even black women themselves being afraid to go ahead and check other black women on how they're raising their daughters to come out here and wild out. You can't tell a black woman nothing. Oh, so you admit that. That's the problem we have here. It's not that both sides aren't deceptive. It's just that one side is held accountable to an insane degree, and the other side, shh, don't say nothing. You can't say nothing. All right. And that right there is that lopsided treatment that is leading society down the path to freaking hell. Because if we can't check the other side, they run off here with this false sense of unaccountability and thinking they can get away with shit. And Nala right now, she's kind of making some sense. So let's continue.
Is being deceptive. And we see this in many different examples of how deceptive they are. We obviously see that in you see the weaves and the makeup and the lashes. And is it okay if I mention Kevin Samuel's show?
Oh, you can mention anything you want to. This is the Nyla takeover for anybody. This is the Nyla takeover. We're gonna let her do what she got to do. I had a lot of backlash for even questioning some of the things you were saying last time. So I want to let you dive in. Mention anything you want to mention. Go where you want to go. I'll help narrate. I'll help give some questions to direct the thing where we're going. But other than that, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do what you want to do.
Got it. So one thing that I noticed in watching his show, that many of the women would call in, and without a doubt, they were giving themselves 9s and 10s. You know what I mean? Yep. And he would look like he was shocked. But the thing of it is, these women, they truly believe this. And so that's where I'm going with the deception in a woman's mind. She lies to herself. These women believe this. When they put on that fake hair and them lashes in their warped mind, they really truly believe that this is what they look like. And another way that
I believe that too. I don't know who this Nyla lady is or where where this shit came from, but I also see that too. I guys, fellas, all right, we've done. If you check out Don and I's old episodes when we talk about fake ups and shit, where girls put on these makeups and things and go from looking like, listen, I don't even know what to call that, some kind of cave banshee to like some kind of goddess, bro. It's like, how the fuck did you go from here to here if you're not being deceptive? I'm sorry. How the fuck do you go from looking like some goddamn bat to a goddamn supermodel? Make it make sense. And then you walk around using that new entitlement that you got to beat other dudes over the head with, and you're not even yourself. You're not even your real self. So I do believe that a lot of women, once they put that fake up on, they believe that's who they are. And here's the thing, it's crazy because I know this from firsthand experience, and I know it's because my little sister is the exact same way. All right, not saying she's ugly or anything like that. Not saying anything. I'm using the word bat and banshee. It's a comedic and whatnot. But for real talk, because this goes to the goddamn insecurities a lot of women are feeling, right? Because here's the problem: a lot of my sister, she got so used to leaving the house, putting makeup on. And like that she got used to that being her freaking look. So much to the point, if she leaves the house without that face of confidence on, she's not the same girl. She doesn't even think guys look at her the same way. She has to put that face of confidence on for her to feel like that's her. So much to the point, she don't even leave the house without having a full freaking cake face of confidence. And this is the kind of, and this is my little sister. I watched her grow up to being this carefree child to someone that all of a sudden, I can't leave the house without dressing a kind of way or looking a certain kind of way because of attraction. Now, you can say it's attraction to the dudes that she wants to be with and things like that. I personally don't think so. I think it's just competition for the other women that look just like her. So if we're being real here, let's just do it. Let's just be fair.
I've noticed, and that you see the evidence of this. I don't know if you've heard the concept of if I can remember the concept of a white standard of beauty. Have you heard that before? Okay. I'm going to ask you. I'll ask you a question. Who do you hear talking about the white standard of beauty?
Hold up. Before they answer that question, I want to ask you guys in the chat that question, okay? And I want you to do about ones or twos. You guys know how we do it here at the Duke and Don Show. One, all right? First of all, this is the question. Who came up with the European standard of beauty? A is a society, which is one. One is society. Two is black women, all right? One society, two black women, all right? Let's hear it right now. Let's vote on it. Let's go. One, if you think society came out with the European beauty standards, or was it black women? because I want to hear from you. I want this to be a group discussion. You guys are all involved. You guys are part of the Duke and Don family. All right, I got to make sure we know. Is it one, who came up with the European standards of beauty? Is it society, one, or two, black women? All right, before they answer. Perfect. We see a lot of, whoa, damn, there's a lot of twos. There's a lot of twos. And you know what? There might be some truth to that. Let's continue.
Anytime I hear people talking about Eurocentric ideas of beauty, it's always black people.
Yes, but I'm going to say specifically white women. To be honest with you, I don't really hear black men talking about the white standard of beauty when you really think about it. First, you don't hear white women and white people saying that we are the standard of beauty. You don't hear them saying that.
So we were both wrong. She says it's white women. Poor Man Podcast says it's black women. I lean towards what Poor Man Podcast have to say, but now I'm curious to see Nala's answer. Why she thinks white women are responsible for the Eurocentric standard of beauty. And let's vote in the chat too as well if you guys agree with Nala's point. Is it white women that is coming up with this, or is it the previous answer that you guys had before? Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a dope discussion, by the way. I'm loving this.
Me personally,
okay. If you're saying in terms of, I get where you're going. Yeah, for sure.
I don't really hear
you
black.
You don't necessarily hear, you don't hear white people say, we're the standard. Yeah, I get where you're going.
We're the most beautiful. We're the most wonderful. You don't hear them saying that. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I've ever heard a man. Okay, can I make one thing clear before we talk about there's a difference between a man and a beta simp? Two totally different things. I
couldn't agree with you anymore.
Yeah, when I'm saying man, I'm talking about a straight, normal alpha, a man. I never hear a man talk about a white standard of beauty. This idea was something that was created by the black woman.
Okay,
this white standard of beauty.
Nyla, I'm confused now. First you said it was a white man, now you say it's a standard created by black women. Which one is it, Nyla? All right, because we were with you. We were with you on the first answer. I still stuck with PMP. All right, I still stuck with Poor Man Podcast because I don't hear white people talking about, Eurocentric standard of beauty. The only time I've heard it was in the black community. The first time I heard that was when I was dating a black woman. I'm like, Eurocentric standard of beauty. What are you talking about? Like, I would choose you over any white broad any day. Like, what are you talking about? But that was what it is. So that was my introduction into Eurocentric standard of beauty. So I'm sorry, excuse the fuck out of me. All right. Is it white women or is it the black women? All right. So she just said the black women. So everyone that put twos in the chat, I guess you guys were right. All right. So I don't know, Nyla. You're kind of going back and forth here. But you still, to be fair, you still got some factual points. So let's continue.
And the reason why they do that, because in the mind of a black woman, the white woman in her mind is the standard of beauty in her mind. You see what I'm saying?
It's reflected in some of our culture. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see people.
Absolutely.
I mean, exactly what you were talking about. The fake, especially with.
Yo, shit. What did we just hear? She just said, in a black woman's mind, she believes that the white woman is the standard of beauty. Holy shit. You know what? This kind of makes sense because when we're talking about from the perspective of classic projection, right? When we walk around with this whole colorism shit, when I'm looking at I took off the post. When I'm looking at the post and we're talking about brown skinned women are different from dark skinned women, they're different from light skinned women. Listen, I just think it's classic projection because as a black man who prefers black women, I'm looking at you like, no, you're my standard because I came from a country where you were the standard of beauty and you were it. Everything black woman was what I was attracted to because that's what I grew up around. So how am I going to come to this country and you as a black woman, a woman that I'm attracted to, tell me that what I'm attracted to ain't what I really want? How the fuck you gonna tell me what the fuck I want to fuck? Like, how the hell you gonna tell me that? Who are you to tell me that? I know what I'm attracted to. So that was my first time hearing this, but she is saying that this is classic projection because black women truly believe that they think that white women are the standard of beauty. And when you really think about it, some of the shit, and I'm not saying I'm going full in or supporting it. This is just an interesting conversation I'm witnessing right now. But when you think about it and you look at the fact that most black women don't wear their natural hair anymore, most black women, they straighten their things out. They're putting all these different things that don't really even look categorically close to them. Not even attractive. I'm telling you right now, when we see a woman with like long blonde weave, with two things going through our mind. Either you some kind of problematic person, all right, you probably problematic as hell, or you're mad and insecure. And those two kind of be two sides of the same coin, right? But it's mad insecurities that we're seeing because literally, man, people who are insecure, they wear the shit on their sleeves and they dress in the most. Listen, man. Listen, especially when it comes to some of these women, it's completely different. It is complete. It's a different ball game. So when I see that stuff and I'm listening to what she's saying, another woman who's black, has black kids, wear black natural hair and whatnot. All right, that's what PMP said at the start of this podcast episode that we're doing. It kind of makes sense so far. Let's continue.
With the fake hair, we want to cry cultural appropriation all day. Right. And it's usually Black Twitter. And you know who's on Black Twitter? It's mostly Black women. And this isn't, by the way, me and Nyla, she is a Black woman and I'm married to a Black woman. So this is not to attack Black women, but we're going to talk about some of these tough topics because this is the truth. It is what it is. You want to talk about cultural appropriation, but you walking around with 21-inch blonde hair in your head.
Yaki, or whatever it's called, or, you know, whatever the different names are. But what I'm saying this is to say this. The Black woman hollers about a white standard of beauty, but you're the only one that's saying that it's the standard. The Black woman is saying that. And so in my belief, in my dealings with women and Black women, I honestly believe that the Black woman hates her own image.
Where do you think that comes from? Do you think that?
Yo, I don't know who this Nala girl is, but hey, I would have talked to the women in the chat right now, real quick. Let me get my mud back in here. How many of y'all believe what she just said? Do Black women secretly don't like their own image? Let's ask the congregation. Let's ask you guys over here, all right? Because we in church right now. Let's ask. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Black women don't like their own image and they secretly want to be Black or white. And put a 2 in the chat if you think that Nyla's capping right now. 1 in the chat if you think she's spitting facts, or 2 if she's capping. 1 if you believe that Black women secretly think that white women are the standard of beauty. 2 if you think she's capping right now. I want to ask the congregation. I want to see if you guys know. Let's vote on this. All right. So the majority of you guys right now think that she's capping. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's hear her out and let's do it. Let's do it. So, you know, actually, no. Actually, no. Actually, some of y'all think she's spitting facts. All right. Well, listen. That's interesting. So it looks like we got a healthy amount of 2s and 1s. So 1, if you think Nyla is spitting some facts that Black women right now secretly want to be white women, and 2, if you think that she's lying, she's capping right now. So there's a lot more 1s than 2s. So you guys overwhelmingly kind of agree with what Nyla, a Black woman, is saying right now about how Black women really feel about Black women. So let's continue.
That is something that is just from, I would assume it's in terms of nature versus nurture. I'm assuming it's nurture and it's an influence by society. Do you think that that's an influence of society, or do you think it's just an insecurity?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, well, first off,
guys, as we're filing in too as well, be sure to hit that like button, the bell notification, and the subscribe button if you're fucking with the show so far. All right. Let's go ahead and support the platform. I appreciate y'all, by the way.
Off the way we got here in 2021, a lot of Black women have learned this from their mothers, to hate themselves. And here is where I can kind of tell a little bit of my story and what happened to me.
Please do.
Okay, so I was born in 1977, and I could tell you that I didn't see what my full head of hair looked like until I was a grown adult. A lot of women in my age group knows this story. We know about the pressing comb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is going to get pretty deep. So in that day and age, like the 80s and 90s, it was a very bad thing to show your natural hair texture. And the reason why I'm saying this is from a woman, my father, he wanted all of us girls to have natural hair. He wanted our hair to be natural, but my mother insisted that our hair was constantly pressed and straightened. And this is how deep it gets. And I'm going to tell a little story here. I grew up in California, blocks from the beach. And I can tell you right now, I do not know how to swim. And the reason why, and that's terrible, the reason why I do not know how to swim, and many Black people do not know how to swim, is because we were not allowed water to touch our hair. Because if water touched pressed hair, it would revert back to its kinky state. And the Black mother.
All right, I'm not a woman, but is there some facts to what she's saying? I don't know, because I went swimming too. But I'm a man. My hair didn't really matter. So is there some facts to what she's talking about? Do Black women avoid swimming because they don't want to fuck up their hair or whatnot? right? And because I know we got some black women who are also supporters of the show too as well. So let me ask y'all: was it the same thing when you guys were younger? Did your moms and your moms' moms find a difficult time treating your hair? And if they did, what kind of preventative measures did they put in place for you not to do in order to prevent yourself from fucking up your hair? Like, was that a thing? Is she right? Is she right? What's happening? Because I'm not a black woman, so I don't know. I pretty much, I guess that's the male privilege of going and jumping in the pool whenever you want and not have to worry about your hair, right? And now I almost ain't got none, so ain't shit to worry about swimming. But does she have a point? Let's keep listening. I want to ask the congregation. Let me know. Put a 1 if she has a point. Put a 2 if you think she's still capping.
Didn't want that because it was too much trouble to deal with our head of hair. So she pressed my hair, and then she took me to a shop where her name was Odessa Grant, an older lady who was supposed to be putting knowledge and wisdom into me. She pressed my hair. My mother one day told me that our hair was a curse. My mother told me this. White people did not tell me this. My mother told me this, that our hair was a curse because of its kinkiness, and our hair is very unique. And so, but back then, you couldn't show it.
Wait, time out. If this is true, who the fuck says that to a child? Who the hell says that to a child? Like your hair's a curse. That's weird. And you know what? The more she's talking, and I'm not saying that the mother of my child did this to my daughter, but I know that my daughter, she also kind of sees this too as well, because we've also had conversations about her hair. She has pretty, she's got big kind of like, especially when you wash it right and it dries, poof, she's got puffy black girl's hair. And the thing is, right, obviously we're in Wisconsin and it's majority white folks here. And a lot of times the school when she goes to has a lot of white young ladies, right, young girls. And essentially what she sees when she goes to school, she sees a lot of white girls in her peer groups with straight, long hair. And I remember sometimes, because I wash her hair sometimes and I do the shampoos and the conditioner and whatnot, and it stays down for a little bit, but then when it dries up, it frizzes back up. And she hates that. She absolutely hates that. And one day we're doing it, I had a conversation. I'm like, baby, why do you want your hair to be down all the time? Like, what's wrong with it being poofy? I like it poofy. It's curly. You should love it, right? And she's like, well, it's not like the other girls in my school. Why is their hair straight and my hair is different? I'm like, your hair is different because your hair's like stronger. It's natural. It is everything. Like you are fine the way you are. So I don't know if this is something, because I don't know her mom. I don't believe that her mom does this to her. But I also believe that there's certain elements when girls go out and they're dealing with the world and stuff like that. I think they start to develop their own or whatever, what they think that the standard of beauty is. And my job as a father, looking at my beautiful daughter and saying that your hair is the way you're designed to be. You're part Nigerian. You go around to our country. This is what they wear their hair is like. All right. There's no one going around straightening their hair or anything like that. Maybe you see people in wigs, right? But no, you got the natural hair. Like you have the hair that a lot of guys really love. Like you should be good. Don't worry about what all the other little girls. And I know this is going to be an ongoing conversation when she gets older and things like that, right? Why is my hair different from other people? But I think we need to be having these kind of conversations with our kids, especially as we're intermixing and there are different races of people doing their things. But I don't think that back in the day, what she's talking about, her mama saying that a black woman's hair is a curse, that's foul. And the one thing is, and okay, I could see this because a certain sides of her family, they struggle with doing her hair sometimes and things like that, but it's not overt to the point where it's like, oh, this is a curse. Oh, curse this hair, like it's too much. I don't know how to do with it. No, there are other ways and means of getting that done. But the more she's talking, the more I'm starting to realize a couple things that make sense. So let's continue here.
So basically, that's poor. I kind of grew out of that, and I you saw my hair, so you know that my hair is natural now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the problem is when that is put into a child's head, we grow up thinking that our hair is bad. I'm not alone in this. You had.
And she's not wrong. My daughter feels the exact same way right now.
Chemical, the relaxing chemicals, which are cancer causing, into our hair, cause their hair to thin out and to bald. My mother and my sister both are completely bald. They'll never have hair again because of the things that we put our hair through.
Wow.
And here's where the deceit of a woman.
That's also fact. I mean, listen, man, I put up what is it? I put up so many freaking posts and goddamn shorts about like women like doing this shit with their hair, right? It's crazy, right? I didn't know, like, for instance, lace fronts. I didn't know. I thought lace fronts was some kind of clothing, bro. I had no idea lace fronts were goddamn like glue, like a fake hairline you put above your head and you glue it to your forehead. That's wild to me, bro. Like, what is that? Don and I were watching the video and we reacted to that. We're like, yo, people for real be putting fake hairlines on. At least women do. And I did not know that for the longest. I thought like when women had edges, you know, they kind of like gel it and do their things. I do that with my daughter's edges too as well. I didn't know that shit is fake. I didn't know that all of that was glue. So it's crazy. Like, it doesn't surprise me that a lot of you women, you guys, because of insecurity, are actually further making yourself hideous, right? You're making yourself ugly. You're destroying your hair. You're destroying all these different aspects that is uniquely beautiful to you. And to what other guys find beautiful, you're destroying that in pursuit of a different standard of beauty that you feel like you should have. Why not just be you? Y'all all around. See, this is part of the reason when y'all came at me like, oh, why you always calling yourself? Why you always mad because black women are calling themselves kings and queens and whatnot? Like, why you get mad? This is the exact reason I'm talking about. Because it's all ego boosting, feel good nonsense. Because deep down, you don't feel like a queen. A queen doesn't need to go around calling herself a queen. A king doesn't need to go around calling himself he's a king. Matter of fact, if a real king go around saying, I'm a king, I'm a king, I'm a king, guess how people are going to look at that motherfucker? Okay. All right. King. Okay, yeah. That's sir, king. That's it. They'll look at you as a freaking joke because they know what you're saying isn't how you feel. That's why I have a problem with it. When black women go around talking about I'm a queen, I'm a boss, I'm this and that, and then we really look at what the nonsense is going on and how y'all really feel about yourselves, we're like, where's this queenship coming from? Where's all this nonsense coming from? Because the way I see it, you seem mad insecure. So don't get mad at me when I say y'all using that queen shit as a form of ego boosting, as a form of making yourself feel good. To really make yourself feel good, go solve the root cause of the issues you've been dealing with that is causing these insecurities to begin with. That's how you do it. There are plenty of black women I know that deal with this stuff and they go through it and they have healthy relationship with good black men. And then all y'all over here talking about Eurocentric standards of beauty and whatnot, you're the ones who are suffering right now because you are crushed under your own goddamn insecurities. And the easiest thing for you is to blame, deflect, and, project. So when black men are like, yo, wait a minute. What do you mean that we would rather prefer white women? No, we want women to look like you. No. Admit it. You don't want a girl that looks like me. You prefer the Beckys because of colorism. No. How the fuck are you going to tell me what the hell I'm attracted to? Like, I know what the hell I'm attracted to. I date women. You don't. All right? I know what's attracted to me. You don't. So all this beauty standards and stuff like that, y'all got to understand that's in your head. If you guys want to start the path to have a healthy relationship with black men, the kind of men that you really want, you need to heal yourselves. I wouldn't say you're all beautiful, okay? Just like most dudes ain't all good looking either, all right? We got some ugly brothers out here, all right? Same thing with some sisters out here. Y'all could use some work. But to a certain extent, being confident in your own skin, that's the most important thing. You don't have to be the supermodel. You don't have to be anything. But the fact is, there'll be a guy for you out there if you actually just work on the internals, your attitude, your character, your integrity, your morals, all these different things. You'll find guys flying just to be with you. It's not because you look light-skinned or dark-skinned or anything like that. Yeah, some guys have their preferences, fine. And that's normal because women have preferences all the time. They got no problem talking about them. But we got to understand, when we're talking about guys having issues with dating standards, it's not coming from us. I'm going to tell you this. Most guys will move around with just about anything. Most guys, I'm going to tell you right now, most guys, you put a good deal enough on the table, they'll walk off with it. Hands down. They'll walk off with it. They ain't got no problem with it. Most guys, they're in the mindset they'll take what they can get. That's just what it is. So when we talk about these beauty standards, you got to remind me again who the fuck y'all talking about, because it ain't the most of the men. It's had to do with your own group and cohorts, as we saw with Asian Doll. All right, you want to talk about the men being racist to black women, and then we're gonna completely ignore Asian Doll's post? No, because a post like that coming from a black woman exemplifies what these guys are talking about here. It's the insecurities.
Comes in. You hear women say, oh, we wear weave because it's a protective style and we're protecting our hair. That is such a lie. What are you protecting your hair from? The light, the air, the sun?
And no, I'm not. I don't want to, because last time people weren't having it. I tried to, intervene, and people weren't having it. They want to hear you talk, so I do want to allow you to talk. But now that you say that, and I'm going to put up a poll after this. So,
Jason Broner, you said why didn't I have that energy with Fresh and Fit about their preferences? You're hypothetical or hypocritical. I don't know what you mean. I did have the same energy for Fresh and Fit, and I'm having the same energy for Asian Doll right now. I keep it consistent, bro. Like I got no problems with that. Like consistency is my thing. I come after Asian Doll the same way I come after Fresh and Fit. The problem is I don't see anyone else in this space coming after. I think O'Shea did a video too, but I don't see anyone else come in the manosphere that went after Fresh and Fit coming after Asian Doll the exact same way they came after her. I still keep the same energy. I still do. Hey, Malik Shabazz. Hey, what happened to all the goddess queens and queen of the earth and all that shit? Hey, is your queen talking shit over here about other queens, right? Where's the same energy? So, sorry, miss me with that bullshit. Because when people look at you, Malik Shabazz, right? When they look at you trying to do what you need to do with the new Black Panther Party and whatever the hell you're trying to do, all right? And then you come out doing hypocritical nonsense like this, how do you expect people to take you and your new movement seriously? You're not keeping it consistent, bro. You look like a joke, a goddamn clown. You and Farah over there on that platform. You bring it over here, have Pressure Fit on there, and he put the clown on and made y'all look stupid. Because when this shit came out, y'all look quiet. So I expect the same fucking energy from all y'all or y'all hypocrites. It is what it is. Let's continue.
Oh, anybody that's in the live,
get the likes up too, by the way. Let's get the likes up.
I'd make sure y'all stick around for the poll. Y'all probably see it on y'all timeline. But when I have conversations with Black men, typically speaking, it is them who say they like natural hair. Black men like natural hair. And when I speak to white guys that like Black women, you tend to be lighter skin. So I'm like, you like a white girl with a tan, is what it is. Because they say they want them lighter skin with straight hair. And that tends to be what white guys who date Black women want, not what Black men want. If I'm going off my anecdotal evidence, you know what I mean?
I'm going to say this, and again, we're kind of focusing on the nature of a woman. Here's the thing about a woman. Let's just say it's absolutely true that Black women, dark skin, kinky hair, and as you see, I have kinky hair. Let's say that we are not the standard of beauty. Okay, let's say that is fact. We figured it out. We did tests. We are not the standard. But here's the thing about the mind of a woman, Black, white, or any other race. We have seen dark-skinned Black women, kinky haired Black women with husbands and children, right? Got a whole continent of them. The thing about the modern day westernized woman, we don't just want one man. We want the attention of the men. Because if you are a dark-skinned woman and you're fit, you're friendly, you put a smile on the face, you can get a man, but that's not enough for us. We want to be the standard. And so that's where the hatred in a Black woman's heart for and the desire to be white is. We want to be the standard. We want all the men lusting after us. We're not.
Whoa! Oh shit! Oh, God. Yo, hey, this is a Black woman saying this shit. Time out. Let's have a conversation real quick. I'm sorry. This is wild. If there's ever gonna be a female Kevin Samuels, I think we're looking at one in the making right now, dog. Holy fuck. Let's talk about this for a second. All right. So she's basically making an argument that Black women, the reason why they have this kind of feeling right now towards not only white women and towards the brothers that date white women are because Black women secretly want to be white women, and they want to be wanted not just by Black men, but by all of the men. So put a 1 in the chat. I want to ask the congregation. Put a 1 in the chat if you think she's speaking facts. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she's capping. Right now. I think here's the thing. I'm in a mixture of a little bit of both. I think she is speaking a little bit of facts, but the other side of it could be construed as capping a little bit, right? Because I don't think all women wants to be that or wants to be white or think that the white standability is the best way to go. But I do think that there is an element of projection when it comes to when Black women talk about the white standards of beauty, especially the Black women on the internet that get pissed off when they see another brother dating a white woman or Becky or whatever it is, or light-skinned chick or whatever it is. And I've seen it because y'all have the same energy for these same brothers that date white women and for dating light-skinned women too, or mixed-race women, right? So y'all keep that same energy consistent. So I was wondering, like, why is it? Like, what is the issue here? right? So maybe there's a little bit of there's got to be a little bit of jealousy in there, a little bit of envious nature in there, but I don't think that's the sole reason why. I don't think that they secretly want to be white or anything like that. I just think that there is a little bit of envy there, and the envy is understandable because I mean, let's just be real, right? I mean, if you want to talk about like how society views the hierarchy of men, all right, if we're just going to be real, a lot of times the world views white men up here, right? If you go to certain countries, if you go to Asia, whatever the hell, right, or even America or UK or whatnot, right, white men are up here, all right, and maybe black folks and maybe Hispanics or whatnot, or in certain countries Hispanics may be below white folks and black people may be below Hispanics. It just depends on the color of your skin, right? So a lot of times the world views the white men as the top standard, and then goes down from there, all right? And white men overwhelmingly prefer white women, so then that they become that whole little standard nonsense, and it just gets to the point where things get crazy, and you start to look at all the stuff and you're like, do you think this is a little bit of a jealousy and some self-esteem nonsense, or is this some projection going on? But I don't think all black women want to be white. I just do think there's a little bit of jealousy and envious in that bit, but I'm 50-50 on her. All right, you guys are like, one, she's on point. Oh, some of the guys, you guys are always, this is a good mixture. There's a good mixture. Okay, good. See, this is why I love this channel. I love this community. All right, because y'all are some balanced motherfuckers. I love it. Y'all some balanced people, because usually you go to other chats, some guys will be like, nah, fuck the woman. She's overwhelmingly terrible and this like that. And the other half be like, nah, the women is right. The men are wrong and things like that. But on this channel, with this community, you guys are fairly balanced. I fucking love this, man, because that's the way I feel. I'm on both, because I've seen how it can go either way. But I don't think all way, because I see black women who are very proud to be black. Ain't nothing you can tell them that's gonna shake them. All right, they love their color, they love everything about being black, and that's it. Some of them work in schools where they do nothing but protect black folks from what they perceive as racial injustice, or and helping them get out in life in the corporate world. And I'm close with women like that. So it's like, it's hard to look at women like that who you talk to and you're like, oh shit, she's definitely down for the cause, and say that she wants to be white if she's fighting against that, and then things like that. So I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 because I talk to people. All right, talk to people. I don't believe that all black women want to secretly be white, but I do believe there's a certain level of envious nature within that dynamic there. So let's continue.
Not happy with finding just that one man. We want them lusting after us. So that's why they want to put on the weave and all these crazy things, because we want to be lusted after. We're not satisfied with our one man that wants us. You see what I mean?
Do you think that's natural for all women to want more male attention, or as much male attention as they can get? Or
Absolutely. But the thing of it is, we're in America, and here we're just 13% of the population. Right. So obviously, that's just reality. We're only 13%, and we do look unique. We have hair like that no other race has. We talk about white people, but Asian
it's beautiful.
Women,
it truly is. It's beautiful.
Well, but to be honest with you, the hair that black women buy is not from white people. They're getting the majority, exactly. They're getting the majority of their hair from India. So pretty much every other race has this type of hair. Ours is extremely unique, and so that's where they're getting the hair from. We are different, and so, but the way I see it, yes, our hair is unique. Yes, it's different.
Guys, hit the like button too, by the way.
Don't they have unique eyes? Asians have unique eyes, and you do have some Asians that want to change, but that's the way they look, and that's the amazingness of our creator, and that's how I learned to embrace myself. I'm unique. You know what I mean? My hair is different, but once we learn to do our hair, it's absolutely beautiful.
It is.
And that's where we're going to end it, because that pretty much was the crux of the main conversation. And I was looking through this because I wanted to understand this whole colorism argument, what's going on. And I came across this video that Poor Man Podcast did. And, there was a lot of things that she said that was I found very interesting. I found that was some of what I found was, there could be facts related to it. And some of them were like, you're missing me. All right. There's some stuff going on here that I frankly don't understand. But this is very interesting. I love to see where this goes. But fact of the matter is, Asian Doll and all the other people who came out and then went after Fresh and Fit and did all the stuff with that, I need to see the same energy here, or y'all hypocrites. And hands down, and like, why should anyone care about what the fuck you have to say? All right, and if you guys aren't going to be even remotely close to trying to be balanced. So if you don't want it to look like a freaking witch hunt or anything like that, you guys need to come out and condemn this behavior too as well, because Asian Doll is on some fucking bullshit, and that's just basically much what it is. So what you guys got to understand, man, like this stuff this stuff, if you want to solve the biggest issues that is facing the problems of not only the Black community, but relationship dynamics for everyone, we got to solve the internals first. All right. And we got to stop blaming everybody else for the shit that we're feeling on the inside, because no one else can work through those but us. All right. People can help us. People can provide guides, but ultimately you have to be the one to take that journey. All right. So if you find yourself blaming others without looking internally, you got to understand where the problem really lies. Okay. And that's pretty much what I got. Guys, hit the like button, man. Hit the sub button. We're going to be back tomorrow with another live stream, man. We'll be doing some more stuff. This one, we kind of try to keep it short so we don't, we don't crowd anything. I know you guys are asking for shorter live streams and not the 2, 3 hour, 4 or 5 hour long live streams you guys do. So guess what? We're going to keep it short. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the sub button, coming at you not every morning, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings for our specialized stream. We cover some of the news and the tea that's going on in this space. And don't forget to catch us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights for our deep dive and deeper discussion in either exposing these motherfuckers or talking about shit that y'all should be talking about with your mommies and daddies to help you guys become functioning adults in society. So with that being said, guys, I thank you guys for joining me this morning. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and that bell notification to let y'all know when we're going live again. And with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next video.